Hey Emily and Madison, I have a question for you. How do you organize a party in space? You plan it! Get it? Get it? We obviously all know jokes. Some are better than others. But do you know why they make us laugh? Or do you know when the first one actually appeared? I was wondering this today and I decided to look it up. Why did the chicken cross the road is not the oldest joke. The oldest known joke was Sumerian and was written in 1900 BC. And it was actually, believe it or not, a fart joke. Translated into this: something which has not occurred since the time immemorial, a young woman did not fart in her husband's lap. So the oldest known joke is a fart joke. A close second to that one was written in 1600 BC in Egypt, and it was about one of the pharaohs. It says, "How do you entertain a bored pharaoh? Answer: you sail a boatload of young women dressed only in fishing nets down the Nile and ask him to catch a fish." I think that one's actually pretty funny. And then in third place is the oldest Yo Mama joke. It was written in 1500 BC, and it says, "Of your mother is by the one who has intercourse with her. What or who is it?" So that's obviously not that funny. That was a really early attempt at trying to burn someone by insulting their mother. I feel like if someone said that to me, I would just not know what they were talking about. So now that you know the oldest jokes, do you know why we even think they're funny? Why we laugh at them? I found that the most credible answer to this was that the human mind tries to sort circumstances into logical patterns. And when something doesn't fit in that logical pattern, we find it funny and we laugh. This explains not only why we laugh, but it also explains why jokes are only funny the first time. Because once the connection's been made, it can't be made again. Jokes also often have a repetitive setup. For example, knock knock, who's there? Banana. Banana who? Knock knock, who's there? Banana. Banana who? Knock knock, who is there? Orange. Orange? Orange who? Orange, you glad I didn't say banana? Jokes often rely on stereotypes, which is why there are blonde jokes, and jokes about women, and jokes about men that don't necessarily fit all blondes, or all women, or all men, but it's still funny because that's how we perceive those people. For instance, what do you call a blonde at an institute of higher learning? A visitor. This is obviously not true. There are tons of blondes who are super smart. But because of the stereotype we put on blondes, it makes this joke funny. Another common characteristic of jokes is that they're all variants of different stories. Like the common joke of a man walking into a bar. There's a ton of variants of this. A neutron walks into a bar and asks, "How much?" The bartender says, "For you, no charge." It's funny if you understand it because neutrons don't have a positive or negative charge. So your mind connects that with its scientific pattern and makes you laugh. Another one is, a seal walks into a club. Haha. This joke is funny because you logically, as a human, think of the common joke of a man walking into a bar. But then when you realize that this seal was walking into a club as in a baseball bat, you find it funny because it's just not the normal pattern. There's a thing called the Laugh Factory that did a ton of studies on jokes to try to determine what was the funniest joke or what makes jokes funny. They did come up with some really interesting conclusions. For some reason, and I don't know why, the duck jokes are the funniest of all animal jokes. They found that jokes are also the funniest when they're on controversial matters, like illness or marriage or morality. I'll give an example. A man flashes 3 nuns. The first has a stroke, the second has a stroke, and the third one didn't even touch him. You probably thought that was funny because nuns are seen as pure and innocent and not as people who go around and touch genitalia. Anti-jokes also do this because it disrupts your normal pattern of thinking toward jokes. For example, why can't Helen Keller drive? Because she's dead. This disrupts our thought on jokes already because we would think that someone would answer because she's blind. Anti-jokes are just an evolution of jokes because humans are getting so used to normal jokes that they need something that breaks that cycle entirely. Madison, I will see you on Friday.